Welcome back, Flip Fam, to another episode of Flip That Script. I'm Dana,
And I'm Holly.
and we're so glad that you're here today because we're going to talk about mindset, identity, and the subconscious because the stories we tell ourselves shape the life we live. We'll explore how old beliefs and childhood experiences can quietly guide our choices and how we can shift those hidden patterns so they stop holding us back. The use of hypnotherapy. So, if you've ever felt stuck in the same loop, this episode will give you a new way to see yourself. And we'll explore the inner child, those hidden patterns that run our lives, and share some powerful tools you can use right away. Begin shifting your identity into alignment, who you really are. And of course, Holly and I will bring our usual mix of real talk, stories, and maybe even a little laughter along the way. So settle in, take a deep breath, and get ready because today we're flipping that script on some of the oldest scripts you've been carrying.
Have you ever caught yourself saying, that's just who I am? Maybe you even said things like, I'm just not disciplined. I always sabotage myself. I can't handle relationships. These are stories. They feel permanent, like tattooed labels on our identity. But what if I told you they're not? What if these stories are simply old recordings that your subconscious has been looping and you, yes, you, have the power to rewrite them?
Mindset, it's really just the lens you see your life through. You've heard of rose colored glasses. That is exactly it. So just change those glasses. Get the rose colored ones. If you're seeing it in a negative way, give yourself a brighter color. Because two people can experience the same event, but the one with a growth mindset sees a less one with
Yes.
a fixed mindset sees proof that they'll never succeed.
Now, people rarely rise above the story they believe about themselves. And that's why identity matters so much. So if you identify as the shy one, no amount of surface tips and confidence will stick. Old stories form in childhood before we had context, before we could challenge them. Parents, teachers, peers, society write these early drafts. And the subconscious doesn't distinguish between fact and repeated suggestions. And that's why if a child hears, you're so lazy, enough times, they carry that label into adulthood, even if it's not true. Identity isn't fixed, it's a set of learned associations. But most people don't realize it can be rewritten.
Right. And then we often think that we have to change our behavior first. But the real shift actually happens when you change your identity. When someone stops saying, I'm a smoker, and starts saying, I'm a healthy person who doesn't smoke, then the subconscious follows that identity. Someone continuously says, I'm lazy. Say, I need to take a rest every once in a while, but I'll get job done.
Yes, flipping that script and especially coming to hypnotherapy for help. I mean, we bypass that conscious mind straight into that subconscious mind where all of those deeply rooted beliefs are planted. And we help dig them up, remove them, get them out of there, and rewrite what you would like to have there in its place.
Exactly. Because most of what we do, say, think, everything is subconscious. Honestly, think about it. How much thought do you put into breathing? How much thought do you put into which foot comes next when you're walking? How much thought do you put into everyday activities, anything, really chewing, swallowing. You don't think about any of that. Most of what we do, say, think, everything is done subconsciously. So when our subconscious has been told, or even if you think it too many times, that, you're not, maybe you're doing something that you've done a million times and you go, I never do this right. Just like kind of pause and say, who's saying this? Who's saying this? Is this me saying this? Or is this a pattern or a program that has been put in there? Because any of that can be changed. It can be rewritten. And hypnotherapy is the perfect tool.
Yeah. I mean, our subconscious mind runs in between 80 and 90% of our daily behavior. It's programmed through repetition plus emotion. So when an event with a strong emotion happens, it creates a groove like carving a path in the sand. And repeated thoughts and feelings reinforce it until it's like a canyon. So the subconscious, if you think of it like a library filled with old books, and some are outdated, some are painful, some are stories you never would have chosen, but you're the librarian. You can retire the books that no longer serve, and you can write a new volume.
I like that. I like that analogy. And it starts with little small thing, like language. Then, like, instead of saying I'm anxious, you can say I'm learning how to calm my body. Just that subtle shift changes what your subconscious believes about you. If you continuously say I'm anxious, your subconscious is going to believe we're anxious, we're going to be anxious. But if you tell your subconscious you're learning to calm your body, subconscious is going to go, okay, calm the body, calm the body.
Right. I mean, how many people say good things don't last? I'll always be broke. People leave me. And here's the thing, you are writing your own story. So when you say these things, the subconscious listen and it says, okay, you won't ever have any money. Nothing good that you ever get is going to last. And every person that you care about is going to leave you because your subconscious is now bringing that to you.
And it's going to
So
make it happen.
it's going to make it happen. Our words are so powerful. And we not only need to be careful with what words we say to ourselves, but the words we say to our children, especially under 8 years old, because the subconscious mind during that time is wide open. That's why they can believe in Santa Claus and the tooth fairy. And often silly little things that we say, like, money doesn't grow on trees, that gets into their subconscious and they think that money is unobtainable.
Right.
So the simplest things that we can mean no harm by can become deep seated beliefs rooted around money doesn't exist for me. I can't have enough money. I'm always broke. A lot of people feel that way. And where are they 5 years from now? Where are they 10 years from now? Still in that place because they've trained their subconscious to make sure that they remain in that place. And the subconscious simply reacts. It reacts to do what it knows to do. It tries to protect us and it feels that if this is what you think and know, then this is what it's going to provide for you.
Exactly. And, because we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our identity. So if deep down you don't believe that you're someone who can succeed, your actions will prove yourself right. And every time you say, like, I am just the kind of person who fill in the negative, you know, you're laying down the bricks in the house of your identity and you're building a home that you want to live in. So you don't want to put that negative there.
Exactly.
You want to make the positive. You want to say, I'm the kind of person who succeeds. I'm the kind of person who tries until I succeed, at least.
Right. I have determination. I have discipline to do what I need to do. Another part of this is sometimes we have to reparent our inner child and the experiences that we had. Now, as hypnotherapists, we do not do regression, but we do allow the adult part of you to go back and view an incident of when you were a child and give that child the love and the support they needed during that time. We are erasing the event. We are erasing the child. We are reparenting them and soothing them and letting them know the truth. You are loved. You are safe. You are enough. Because our inner child lives within all of us. All of our experiences when we were younger are right there. And they make us who we are today. So it may sound a little strange to say reparent ourselves, but sometimes we have to in various incidents that we've been through.
Even if that doesn't mean that your parents were bad.
Right.
Not at all. They just
Exactly.
didn't know that saying money doesn't grow on trees would cause or could cause financial difficulties in your mind. I mean, I have trouble sleeping with my foot hanging off the bed. I need to be under the covers
Yes.
because the blankets keep you safe.
See, Dana was told the blankets keep her safe. I was told that if you put your feet out from under the covers, a toe monster would come along and cut your toes off. And I know that it was meant this good to tell me because I was very hot natured from day one birth. And it used to drive my Nana crazy. And she wanted me to be warm and I wanted to be uncovered. So this was the story that was told to me to keep me covered up. And it did well into my 30s when I said, I am not doing this anymore. There is no such thing as a toe monster. And now I can sleep with my feet out from under a blanket. And again, it was planted in my subconscious mind and it took a lot to get that out.
I think mine was told to me to keep me in bed so that I didn't go bother my parents in the middle of the night.
Do
Yeah,
you sleep with your foot out now, Dana?
I I don't. But I'm not a hot sleeper and I usually am cold, so it
What
works.
a session later on?
Maybe. Only if you're gonna make me stay warm too.
Deal.
So a lot that I had growing up, being told this and that and different things, but I've worked through a lot of it. Still got the cover though.
Yeah.
Still got the cover.
Yeah. So let's talk about a few things that you can do right now, here today. So journaling prompts is one of my favorite ones. And what is the story I tell myself that doesn't serve me? You could explore that, keeping in mind whose voice wrote that story and what would you rather believe. That can really sort out a lot of things. And then, of course, again, you can go to a hypnotherapist and have them help you with that.
I like the mirrors. I always like the mirror. You just stand in front of the mirror and tell yourselves who you are, who you want to be. I am successful. I am working to be a better me every day.
Even I am proud of myself.
Yes. And do that Wonder Woman stand.
Yeah. You gotta do the Wonder Woman pose.
Wonder Woman, Superman,
Yeah. Or Superman, that's right. mirror work is powerful. And that's one of Dana's absolute favorites. I mean, you can also visualize a new version of yourself walking into the room. How does that new person stand, speak, breathe? And practicing this builds subconscious familiarity to where the subconscious starts to see the new you. When you close your eyes and you visualize that image, the subconscious will lock onto it.
And when you do that, if you're seeing yourself doing something that you want to do in the future, just breathe that in. Breathe that into your body. Take that image and just concentrate on it and breathe it in to fill your whole body up, thinking about just that. And then journal it after. Look at it
Yes.
and harder, especially if
Yes.
it's something that you really, really want.
The more you desire it and the more you focus on it, the more it will get into that subconscious mind and the closer you will get to it. You are the author of your own story. And at any moment, you can pick up that pen and change it.
So, I mean, really, this is why willpower alone doesn't work long term. It's
Yes.
because 90% of your thoughts are in your subconscious. 90% of what you're doing is in your subconscious. So 10% isn't going to win. Those core beliefs, most of them that have been written before age 8, like Holly said, if you were told that you were not enough or you were too much, the scripts they echo for decades. And that's
Right.
why the reprogramming matters. So it's not just about repeating affirmations or, for your subconscious. It's about creating new experiences too. So visualizations, journaling, hypnotherapy, that gives your subconscious fresh evidence to work with. We do a lot of that success stuff in our meditations in the morning.
Yes. That's a good place to start as well. We hold our free meditations every single morning, and you can find that information in our show notes. And we do a lot of future pacing, seeing yourself as you want to be, even just for that day, how you walk through it, and what you do. I mean, a woman who's always thought she was bad at relationships traced it back to being scolded for being too emotional. When she was able to embrace her younger self and affirm that sensitivity is strength, not weakness. And now she has had the most successful relationship that is fulfilling because she no longer carries the idea that she's bad at relationships and that she's too emotional. I always think feeling deep is a gift because no matter what emotion it is, you get to feel it more than other people do. And that can
Yeah.
be a blessing.
I think I don't think there is such a thing as being too much.
I don't either. I don't either. I know I struggled with feeling good enough for most of my life. And at times I still see that creep in, but it was things I was told in my childhood. You'll never amount to anything. You're lazy. I mean, I was a straight A student in the gifted and talented programs. I worked hard. I was involved in sports, but nothing was ever good enough for my mother. It didn't matter what I did. And as an adult, when I finally started changing that belief that I wasn't good enough, I had to realize that was never my opinion. It was hers.
It's hers.
And it should not have been, I should not have taken it on as mine, but I was a child. And it impacted me. So I rewrote that script.
I mean, you got to figure how much a child looks up to their parents as authority. I mean, as they should, as they should.
Yes.
That's a lot of responsibility on the parent to say the right things and do the right things for their child to succeed and have a good life and not it's a lot. It is.
It
And
is.
to be honest, most people aren't aware of just how impactful our language is. Words matter. And I know you're told that, but you think, ah, yeah, this person, they say this stuff all the time, but it doesn't affect me. I know they're joking. Mm, but those are subconscious.
Yes. And you would be surprised the little ways when they say, I know they're joking, that it's still creeping in there. That seed is still planted in there and it is growing and growing and growing. So being in a friendship where you're not raising each other up, being in a relationship where you're not being raised up, those words that are said will impact you. You say, yeah, but I don't believe that. That's just what they say. But you hear it enough. And even though you're telling yourself mentally that your actions begin speaking it.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I know a lot of people that say, well, I don't care about that person, so I don't care what they say. But why do you remember it? Why do you remember that 20 years ago this person said that? You don't care about it and it didn't affect you. You know,
Yes.
like it sticks with you. And even if you don't remember it word for word, you still know that there was something and your subconscious remembers what those words were. You were picked on as a child because a lot of people that were tormented at school, honestly, like bullied,
Yes.
they have that nobody likes them. And then if you think nobody likes you, you're not going to go and you're not going to introduce yourself to people and you're not going to do this and you're not going to do that to get to know other people when once you're older because nobody likes you and that's what you think. But in actuality, you'd probably have a ton of friends if you just say hi.
Right. And who likes their bully? Nobody.
Nobody.
It's nobody likes your bully. You don't have to like or love someone for the things they say and do to you to impact you. You just have to hear it and live it and have an emotion connected to the experience. For
I don't
it to
even know that you need an emotion connected to that experience because you can say things to yourself.
But I know when I used to do a lot of negative self-talk, there was an emotion there for
Was
me
there?
personally. Like it was usually frustration. I would say, you are so stupid. You are so stupid. Why did you do that? Why? Why did you do that? Right. And I would be so frustrated with myself. Or nobody's ever going to love you. Nobody's ever going to look at me. It was a sadness, right?
Okay, I guess there is an emotion.
Yeah. I think sometimes we don't connect the
Could be there.
emotions,
Yeah.
maybe because
I'm
when we're
just thinking of a friend that we know that says that she's lazy all the time as she's laughing.
right. But what is she feeling inside?
True. Very true.
Because she's not lazy.
No.
Yeah. Give me some of her energy.
Right?
Yeah.
Full house free model in a week. Slip.
Yeah. You know, Dana, it's kind of like the client that I had brought up that was laughing and calling themselves, talking down to themselves.
Yes.
Now, inside, they really weren't laughing. But
Yeah.
outside, they were making a joke about it because it helps them to cope in that way.
We'll need to get her into hypnosis.
Yeah. So, from identity to the stories we tell ourselves to that deep inner child work. If you have any questions or comments, we'd love to hear them. We love to hear from our viewers and listeners.
If you have any subjects that you would like to learn more about that we could do on future podcasts, put those in the comments as well.
So, thank you for spending this time with us today. And remember, your story is not set in stone. You hold the pen and you get to rewrite the ending you deserve.
And if today's episode lit something up in you, don't keep it to yourselves. Hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. I mean, the world.
You mean the world to us, Dave. You do. There wouldn't be an us without you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm serious.
But it means the world to us, and it helps this community grow.
Don't forget, we offer guided meditation every morning to help you steady yourself for the day, and every Sunday evening to quiet the noise, turn into your subconscious, and start your week off right.
And we are beyond excited about our She Reigns Now Rise retreat. 3 days of transformation, connection, and rise into the woman you're meant to be. Seats are limited. So if you feel that nudge, this is your sign.
You are worthy, you are powerful, you are loved, and together we rise.
See you next time on Flip That Script.
Bye.
Hi, Flip fam.